Welcome to the Cosmic Drag Podcast with Reshena, the homegirl healer, your source for the trillest, intuitive coaching and encouragement for Black women straight from the universe. Get ready for some real spilling and real healing.
Hey homegirls, it's your girl Reshena, the homegirl healer, and this ... is the Cosmic Drag, honey. We finna pull these cards and let the universe drag us for filth and for healing at the same damn time. So you better secure them damn edges for the wind blow them away, child, before they get cosmically snatched, and let's get into it. So, hey everybody, welcome to the Cosmic Drag Podcast, child. Yes, your girl sounds under the weather. Allergies is out here on the bitch's ass, okay? But it's all good and we gonna get into it because I am so excited about the deck that we are using today, which let me jump into it because I'm just that pressed. We are going to be using the African Goddess Rising Oracle by Abiola Abrams. Yes, Black girl, goddess magic. Yes, we need that, especially right now. So before I get into it, I just want to let y'all know to go follow Abiola on Instagram at Abiola TV, Abiola TV, and tell her your homegirl, the homegirl healer sent you. Okay, child? So, anywho, girl, without delay, let's get into this cosmic read, honey. Let's get these cards shuffled and see what the universe is trying to tell us today, honey, because this one is going to be lit because this is all goddess energy. Shout out to goddess for keeping us and walking with us. It's time for us to return to goddess, ladies, but we'll get into that later. Anyway, okay, so let's see. 3 cards. Okay. The first card, ooh, Goddess Tanit. Pleasure. Yes, pleasure. I'm here for that. That's my favorite thing. If you didn't know, well, not that it's your business, but it's my favorite thing. The second card, Asase, joy. Yes. Oh, my goodness. And the third card, Iset, surrender. Yes, surrender, child. Y'all need to let that old baggage and that old bullshit go, child. So shout out to surrender. So anyway, let's just go on and get definitely into the read. So we're first up with Tanit. And like I said, the buzzword on her card is pleasure. So this card, first of all, is gorgeous and flawless as hell. It is a beautiful card. We see a beautiful African queen. She is surrounded by beautiful purple clouds, golden stars everywhere, and behind her there is like a symbology of a crescent moon and a full moon, and she is just out here giving all of the belly dancer realness. She is like wearing all purple. She is dripped up and draped out in gold, baby. It's just a celebration. Like when I think about pleasure, honey, I think about this. This card is definitely giving everything that it needs to give when we talking about pleasure, honey. I can't wait till y'all see it on my Instagram. So anyway, in this deck, there are suits in this deck, and the suits are called temples. And so in this deck, Tanit is in the suit of the conjurers, honey, which represents the power of creation and magic transmutation. And it's also associated with the color orange, which is the sacral chakra. Again, makes so much sense as to why we are talking about pleasure, okay? So let's talk a little bit more about Tanit. So she is a North African goddess who is also known as the Lady of Carthage. Carthage is in present day Tunisia. And interestingly, when you hear more about Tanit, you'll learn that she was like in North Africa, but also in the Mediterranean area. She was venerated in those areas up into Spain and all of that because all of that is in the same little pocket of the world. So she is a sky goddess and she rules over the moon, the stars, and the sun. First of all, super lit and super celestial. I'm here for it. She is also known as a mother goddess, a fertility goddess, a nurse or healer, depending on the source, but basically the same thing. And she is also a goddess of war, honey. Tanit did not come to play with you hoes, okay? Period. And some sources connect Tanit to the Kemetic goddess Neith, who is also a goddess of war, okay? Neith also did not come to play with y'all, okay? She came to slay when need be. Okay? So Tanit translates to land of Neath based on some sources, but others believe that her name translates to serpent lady. So that's a little bit about Tanit. There actually is a really interesting, controversial story about her. And so I want to just kind of drop that little Easter egg because I want you all to do research and learn more about her. Is if you research her, you will understand exactly what I'm talking about when I say that there is something that is controversial about her. So if you get into it, holler at me. I have thoughts about it. Hit me up on a post so we can talk about it and share and see what we think about it. So that is Tanit, child. Let's move on to card 2, Asase. So when we look at this card, it is absolutely beautiful. There is a woman with a baby who is suckling on her breast. Obviously, that is how we nourish and feed our children. That is just the natural way. So it makes so much sense. When you look in the background, it's like she is in the universe and there are planets around her. There are clouds beneath her. There is greenery growing all around her, and especially from her crown, where we also see the phases of the moon depicted. And the little baby, you'll see blue all over the baby, kind of in green, like leaves, shrubbery coming from the baby's hair. So the baby is also just like a little iteration of Mother Earth. And so the term or what is listed on this card for the meaning is joy. So Asase is representing joy in this deck. She is also associated with the Temple of the Warriors in this deck. And so that represents standing on the front lines of true internal power. Yes, power. So this suit in this deck is associated with the color yellow, which is the solar plexus chakra, all about that power. Okay, all about that I can do it. I'm going to do it. I got it done type energy. Okay. So Asase is an earth goddess of the Bono people. I hope I said that correctly. But like I tell y'all all the time, I'm not a damn encyclopedia. I'm doing my best. But she is, like I said, the earth goddess. And the Bono people are an ethnic group of the Akan in Ghana. So Asase is also known as Aberera. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And she is Mother Earth herself. So Asase means earth and Ya means female born on Thursday, as it is believed among the Bono people that the earth was created on a Thursday. However, the Fonte people call her Asase Efua because they believe that the earth was created on Friday. So if you know anything about naming conventions in Ghana, Nigeria, a lot of people are named based on the day of the week that they're born. So that makes sense as to why she is known as Asase Ya or Asase Efua, depending on the people that you are referring to. So Asase Ya is also a creator goddess, a nurturer, and she is the upholder of truth. It said that basically if somebody wants to prove that they are who they say they are and what they said is for real, they'll put their lips to the earth. And that's an indication that if nothing happens to them, then like they telling the truth, but she'll tear them up if need be. If they trying it with her and they lying on her name and on her dirt, child. She ain't got time for that. So she is also a fertility goddess and is the giver of life, but she is also where we return to when we die. So there is that beautiful dichotomy of life and death embodied by her. The earth is her body and her temple, and it's believed that the way to show reverence to her is by pouring libations and keeping the earth clean. Care about Mother Earth, please and thank you. Don't litter. Don't be nasty and litter, child. Take care of the earth. Lessen your carbon footprint, okay? So another interesting thing, which I didn't mention before, but I want to mention it now, is that Asase is wearing a necklace on this card. And this necklace is an Adinkra symbol because it is her Adinkra symbol, which is Asase Ye Duru, which means the earth has weight. And that's really all about the fact that the earth is the nurturer and the giver of life, and everything that we need is there. So shout out to Mother Earth being amazing and taking care of us and providing for us even when we don't deserve it, because a lot of us been showing out and we have not been doing right by our earth. But that is changing, thank goodness, because the age is changing finally. So shout out to that. So let's get into this third card, honey. This card is about the goddess Iset. And the term on her card, or the concept of on her card, is surrender. And so when we look at this card, we see a beautiful Black goddess with flowing, to me, they look like locks. So shout out to all the girls with the locks and the natural hair. Hey girls, we here, we out here, we balling and shot calling. Okay. But she is kind of luxuriating on like a chaise lounge, honey. And you can see like some figures in the background. Well, not figures, but you can see like what looks like some type of temple in the background, and there is a baby, which is probably her baby, that is suckling on her breast, and that baby looks happy, and she just looks like she is just content and just is present and enjoying a moment, allowing these things to happen. She is surrounded by roses, by beautiful red flowers, and there is a bird. I done already told y'all I'm not an ornithologist, child, so I don't know what this bird is, but there is also a beautiful bird next to her, and all is right in the world. Okay. So very, very beautiful cards. First of all, this deck just has beautiful cards galore, child. Every card is beautiful. So there's that. So Iset is associated with the temple of the high priestesses in this deck, which represents the wise women who are keepers of the mysteries of the universe. Yes, child, that just sounds so, let that sizzle in your spirit. The keepers of the mysteries of the universe. That's the time I'm trying to be on, child. But anyway, this suit is associated with the color violet, which is the crown chakra. So shout out to our crown chakras. So Iset is also known as the Lady of 1,000 Names because she is also known as Aset, or who you may know her more commonly as Isis. And this is just like a few names among many names that are assigned to her depending on the people and the location and things of that nature. So her name translates to she of the throne. Other sources say that her name translates to queen of the throne. But at the end of the day, baby, it's all about the throne, and Iset is bringing it. She is the queen on her throne. She is also considered to be like the mother of the gods. So shout out to Iset, knowing her value and sitting on that throne with pride and with power. So she is also known as a great mother goddess and the goddess of magic and healing. She is also a very fierce protector, honey. And we know this because of her protection of her son Horus, who she conceived after the murder of her husband Osiris by their brother Set. Yes, I said their brother. Okay, I'm sure y'all have read the story and you already know what time it is. But if not, this is a really great opportunity to read up about Iset or Isis if it's easier for you to Google Osiris and Set and what happened with them. Very interesting story. All of these with these goddesses, I give enough information so that there's context for who we're talking about, but I don't give so much that you are not encouraged to learn for yourself and to do some research so that you can connect with these goddesses on your own. So anyway, child, like I said, she is also known as to be a protector of women. So shout out to girl power all up and through the building. So now that we know who we're talking about, let's get into this cosmic drag, honey, because number one, there is a lot of fertile energy in these cards, child. Like, the first thing I thought when I saw all these cards is like, what is it time to create? What am I going to create from the energy of these cards, of these goddesses? What am I creating? And that is the question that you need to ask yourself, child. What is you creating? What are you ready to bring forth into this world? Okay. So let's leave that there and let's kind of tap into the themes of these cards. Like I said, each of the cards had a concept connected to them, which were pleasure, joy, and surrender, respectively. And so these three concepts are very key to us manifesting the divine goddess energy within us that is waiting to come out, child. She is ready to get out. So let her come out. Let that goddess show up and show out for you, okay? And so the first question that I have, especially about pleasure, because like I said, that's one of my favorite things to talk about. Are you prioritizing your pleasure? We spend a lot of time worrying about other people's pleasure, if other people are happy, if other people's needs are met, but we don't often focus enough in on ours unless you got the game on lock and you take care of yourself very well. But the real question to ask yourself, like I said, are you prioritizing your pleasure? And especially as women, our desire for pleasure has been demonized in so many ways. You know, we are demonized if we choose to have more than one sexual partner. We are demonized if we have children out of wedlock. We are demonized if we want sex, if we want to have that experience, child. All of that shit, child, please, who has time for that? Okay? Put that aside, because when we are well pleasured, we can manifest anything. We can literally create the most amazing circumstances for ourselves, okay? Sex magic, anybody? Like, duh, isn't that the premise of sex magic? Is that you use that energy, you use that pleasure to create better circumstances for yourself to manifest and bring forth the things that you want to bring forth, okay? So, not only do we tap into our divine creatrix through pleasure, we also make space for joy to reign in our life. And I want to say that we often get happiness and joy mixed up, child. That happens all the time. And the thing that we need to remember is that happiness, okay, happiness can be long lasting, whatever the case might be. But when we really think of happiness, we think about moments and experiences that cause us to experience the feeling of happiness. But the difference is that joy is abiding. It's a state of being, it's a choice, and it's our birthright. It's a state of mind, and it's how we keep our head above water every day, every way. When we have joy, we can relinquish the need to control things, especially what was never ours to control in the first damn place, okay? Because joy allows us to keep our faith and our spirit strong, knowing that we're gonna always win, even when it seems that the deck is stacked against us, child. We have joy because we know that we are always going to be okay no matter what. That everything that we think is meant to harm us is meant to be a blessing. It's meant to level us up. Joy is like, have you ever had the experience of just waking up in the morning and you just feel good with a smile on your face? I wake up like that. Even if I'm cranky, I wake up like that with most mornings because there is so much joy in my life. And that is such an important part for me because it's what helps me keep going. When shit is hitting the fan, I can keep going because at the end of the day, I do have joy. And that's what I want for all of us, okay? So we can surrender because we know our power. We know what we're capable of. We know that we can make anything. We can turn these rocks into gold. We can be the divine alchemist, okay? When we can surrender because we are creative and we can harness that energy to create the conditions that we want. We can surrender because we know that letting go opens us up to receive the newer, the bigger, the better, the blacker, the most amazing blessings that are meant for us moving forward, okay? And you need to remember that your goddesshood does not require you to be perfect. It requires you to be complete, to be happy with yourself, flaws and all. And I wanted to definitely throw that in because when we learn a bit more about these goddesses, we learn that there is duality to them. I brought up Asase, y'all, and being the giver of life, but also being the place that we go to when we die. There is a dichotomy, but there's balance. When we look at Tanit being a like basically a fertility, a mother goddess, and when, like I said, when you get into the controversy around her, there are some things that we could talk about where there is a bit of a dichotomy there. But that doesn't change the fact that she is a fertility goddess. And also, last thing I'm gonna say about the controversy, because I definitely want you to look it up. I think that things are misconstrued, and so again, hit me up in the on Instagram so we can chat about it once you know what's up. And even with Iset, for her being the nurturer and for her being the mother, she also will kick ass and take names and she will fuck some shit up. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to show up and be you and be comfortable with you, okay? Surrender the need to be perfect and find the peace that comes with just being you. Okay? It's time to let go of fear, insecurity, and decision and step into our divine cosmic purpose. Okay? Because you deserve to live a succulent, a sacred, a pleasure filled life, honey. Okay? You deserve to live an abundant, joyous life. Don't be afraid to surrender control because a way will always be made for you to thrive because you are chosen. You are a goddess in human form, a powerful divine creatrix. You are a vessel of life and of light. You have the power to create the most amazing life for yourself and the ones you love. And I want you to do that because you deserve it, goddess. Do it because the goddess within you is ready to shine and stunt on everybody, child, okay? Period. So, with that being said, let's get into this cosmic drip, child, because we got to really get into this goddess energy. It's time for the goddess to wake up. Black women, it is time for us to return to our cosmic selves. It is time for us to return to our divine selves. And that's why I'm so excited that this card came at this time because things are shifting in our world and we need to shift into our higher consciousness. And Black women, that means shift into your goddess self. Let that goddess within you come out. Period. Right now, immediately, ASAP. Okay? So, with that, the cosmic drip for this week is I am a goddess dripping in powerful, divine, feminine energy. I am a goddess dripping in powerful, divine, feminine energy. I am a goddess dripping in powerful, divine, feminine energy. Yes, goddess energy. So before we go, y'all already know your girl got Reiki classes popping all the time, child. We literally have a full schedule ready for you to book and come catch this healing drip in person or remote, honey. The healing drip is still the same, and I go hard in the paint for my students. So come through and let me get you to where you need to go on your Reiki journey, okay? Also, book me for intuitive coaching sessions. Those are popping and those are great. Let's get you on track with whatever you want to do. Let's get into it. And you can register for both of those things at thehomegirlhealer.com. Thehomegirlhealer.com. Also, holler at me on Instagram at thehomegirlhealer, YouTube, the Homegirl Healer, Twitter, Homegirl Healer, Facebook, the Homegirl Healer, and TikTok, child, because your girl is on TikTok and I'm getting the hang of it, honey, at the Homegirl Healer. Also, make sure you send me links to tarot and oracle decks made by Black readers and artists, child. Let's circulate the Black dollar. Yes, Black money dollars circulating in the Black community. Yes, so definitely send me links to those. And with that, we're going to be out of here. I can't wait to see your ass here at the same time, same date. Shout out to Sundays being exclusively for the Cosmic Drag, honey. And with that, I wish you love. I wish you light. I wish you peace. Glow up and grow up and go into your goddess selves, queens. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.
Thank you for listening to The Cosmic Drag with the Homegirl Healer. Subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss an episode and connect with the Homegirl Healer on social media so you always know what time it is. Follow Reshena at The Homegirl Healer on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube, and at The Homegirl Healer on Twitter and Clubhouse. And share this podcast with anyone you know who could use a good dragging from the universe.